you heard the news about one of the leaders of the Benghazi attack being caught. What does that mean for the congressional and specifically the House Republicans' investigation into what happened
Well,
in
it's
the attack?
a congressional investigation. It's bipartisan, and it needs to go forward. I'm glad they caught him. He's been interviewed by most national news organizations prior to this already, I'm told. So it's good that our team finally got a hold of him so he can be prosecuted appropriately.
Why do you think he was being interviewed by American media outlets and it took this long for the United States to capture?
Good question for the administration to answer.
Now, another issue for the United States right now is Iraq. Do you support the president sending the 275
Well, we have
troops?
to protect our men and women that serve our country. And having our troops there will help do that, protect the embassy. I hope it's a big enough force to protect the embassy. These are very volatile times. The real question is, what was the president doing? What did he know? And why did he wait so long to react to the ISI? This has been coming for a year. And, his foreign policy is playing out on the world stage in a very dangerous way for the world. Our friends don't know that they can rely upon us, and our enemies no longer fear us. The vacuums that are being created are very, very dangerous around the world.
Now, do you think the president's going to have to get authorization if he's going to use any further force in Iraq after this?
He needs to follow the law.
Well, I don't know how it will impact the investigation. I do know that from my perspective as intelligence chairman, this is an important step. It's not done. It means we still have over a dozen individuals that we've been able to identify and believe participated in those events. They all need to be brought to justice. But this was a little bright spot of good news in a very dire situation around the rest of the world. We should celebrate the intelligence folks, the FBI and military guys who put this together and effected arrest with no injuries. That's pretty fantastic in a pretty dangerous place.
And how about looking at the situation in Iraq? Do you think the president sending troops back in there is a good idea, and what other action would you support?
Well, I think we have to be careful about saying, troops, and I've heard this in the media a lot.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily true. These are force protection troops, so their job by training is to go to a place, to go to an embassy, U.S. embassy, and be able to secure it. So that's not sending the 4th Infantry Division in. Yeah, there's not ground troops. There's not about holding ground or anything, and I don't know anybody that's proposing that. So I think that they're going to go through a series of steps. It's important we get this right. I think we have a very narrow window to get this right. We need to give political reconciliation breathing room, and you do that by pushing back ISIS or ISIL, the Islamic State in Iraq, in the Levant. And it's important that we have some disruptive type activity to stop their advance, give the political reconciliation some breathing room. We can do that through command and control, intelligence packages, training of troops. Now, that will take some U.S. personnel, but it is not troops, big boots on the ground, none of that. I don't think anybody's talking about that.
So you think what the president's doing is a necessary step at this point in time, given the situation?
Yeah, sending the troops, I do think, is an important step. And I thought that was prudent for him to do it. We need a decision on the other pretty quickly. If we're still talking about this in 2 weeks, I think we've made a mistake.